Welcome, wonderful people of the internet. This is the Lazy Piece of Shit podcast. Here, we like to talk about all the awkward and uncomfortable things you might be thinking but are too embarrassed to say. My name is Dan, and I am cordially inviting you to witness me making a fool of myself with each week's new episode. But for now, get comfortable, grab a drink, and let's get into it. It's Friday, which means another episode of the Lazy Piece of Shit podcast. I hope you guys had a great week. You're into the weekend now. You can relax, enjoy. I do have another surprise for you all. I do have another guest that has joined me today. Another friend that I've blackmailed into hanging out for an hour and talking about anything that we can come to our mind. So I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi, I am Rita, aka Rhiannon. Dan and I have been best friends for, 20 years now, maybe?
Yeah, well,
Ish?
We pinpointed it in the live journals the other week. Yeah, we should have busted that out. But yes, no, we've known each other probably kindergarten.
Probably. I think we knew of each other in kindergarten, and then
you were the mean one with the blocks. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. So I apologize in advance for this episode because there will be lots of laughter and inappropriate jokes. So if you have any young ears around, maybe just remove them from the area because, well, we're not sorry, but we're just warning you now.
Probably for the best.
Yes, exactly. So yes, my good friend Rita is here. We're going to talk about our fitness journey, what's going on with that, how our week has been going. Then we're going to talk about all things nerdy, as we are probably the biggest nerds. I know.
In our friend group, anyway.
Yeah,
there are bigger nerds out there.
Oh, for sure.
But in the immediate vicinity, probably.
In the Georgina area.
I'd say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We're nerdy.
We're up there.
All right. So first things first, beverages. This week we went a little off the board here. We went with some Slabtown Cidery, which is in Uxbridge, if you are in the lower Ontario area. We have a black currant, or Courant, if you want to be fancy. Just kidding, don't say it like that. They will make fun of you. We found this place last summer, or Brian or someone found it last summer, and they were just kind of like opening, and they didn't really have everything done, but they had booze, which was...
And a beautiful patio.
Yes, and we went there. It was still kind of locked down. They had some live music.
Yeah.
I remember being really, really nice because we didn't have that yet, right? So
I wore flip-flops in fall.
Yes.
It was freezing.
Yeah.
But it was great.
And we were going to buy you socks, but then you were like, no, I'm fine. And,
that's right. For my big canoe
nightmare.
feet.
Yeah. Maybe just the boxes, the socks came in. So we got that today. We're giving that a test. So it doesn't really pop open. So we're just going to cheers. Hopefully you guys can hear that.
Clinkety clank.
Oh, crisp.
I think it's past its date. But
Yeah,
that's because we let it sit. So.
Does cider go bad?
But it is delicious, honestly. And they
Yes.
they have a little store there where you can just take home any of the ciders that you like. They bottle it all right there. So.
Definitely check it out.
Yeah, seriously.
Absolutely. So that is the most important part. I hope you guys are having a beverage, enjoying, relaxing with us, as I think this week's episode is going to be a little off the rails. So definitely a beverage is in order for that. But yeah, as I said, me and Rita have been friends forever. Definitely one of my oldest friends for sure. It's just an easy friendship, just literally, after high school, I went to Laurier, you went to Guelph. So I was always hanging out there, coming to see you, and you didn't come to Laurier very often because it was kind of boring.
No, and you got along really well with all my friends then.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Always.
That I made it at school.
Yeah, exactly. Your friends are my friends, sucka. Other than that, and then, it's just, I feel like everybody should have a friendship like Rita because it's just so easy, and I feel like I could literally tell you anything, and I don't think, there's no judgment, there's no, like, obviously if I killed somebody, then, you'd maybe have some issues with that, but just like...
I'd have your back for the most part.
Yeah, justified for sure, if it was,
especially
right?
the circumstances.
Big part, yes, for sure. No, but I think everyone needs to have a friendship like that, just someone you can go to at any time of the day, and they'll be there and just literally listen. Not even like... listen, give your opinion, and then go from there. It's not like you're like trying to like espouse anything onto me or anything like that. We're just two people. The best part is, so I had little Leslie on last week. Great guest. I was very nervous. She was my first guest. I'm obviously a little nervous all the time when it comes to this stuff. Rita's literally sitting here in a chair, like leg cocked up on the thing, blanket sitting over her, and the first thing she asks is, "Where's the snacks?"
Yeah, I had none of my rider prepared. I have requested only green M&Ms. Not here. Not impressed. Not impressed with the setup.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry. I'll have to
Small beginnings, though. When you get bigger, we'll
for sure, you have all the green M&Ms you want. That's for sure. But all right, that's the introduction. You know me now. Now you know Rita. She's a sweet gem. So yeah, let's jump right into
let me say it.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So aggressive.
Wow.
Let's get into it.
Good Lord. All right, I'm so sorry. All right, so random thoughts. Anything going on in your head? What's rattling around in there? Actually, I don't know if we want to know what's rattling around in there.
Let me filter out some thoughts.
Yeah, what's, anything you get off your chest? Watch any decent movies? Read any good books? Sky's the limit.
It's been nice this week. Oh. Last week I was sweating a lot with the humidity.
Yes.
So weather-wise, gorgeous this week.
Yes, and maybe just I'll interject in there so people don't think you're a sweaty person all the time. She is a dog walker.
Yes.
So that is where that sweat comes from.
I'm not just sweating sitting at home. I mean, I do, but
she pulls up to the house just sweaty, like, hey, I'm here. Like, oh, Lord.
Yeah,
what
the sweating
time.
and the chafing was significantly better this week.
Yes, absolutely. It's beautiful weather out there.
Yeah.
A little windy, but I mean, I'll take that. When you go on your walks, it's nice, right? Keeps you nice and cool.
Yeah.
So definitely do that. Random thoughts. Honestly, I don't really have much this week. I've been pretty lame. Not doing much. I did watch a movie on Netflix called Love and Monsters. Don't know if you've checked it out. It is
Dylan O'Brien.
Yes, and I remember him. He was in the Maze Runner series. I don't know if you guys ever watched the Maze Runner movies. They are pretty good. Like, what's that like? I don't want to call it like Twilight. There's like a genre like young adult
fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought he was gonna be pretty big, but I guess I looked into it because I'm like, what happened to him? And I guess he, on the last Maze Runner, he wanted to do a lot of his own stunts, and I guess he got really injured.
His
like
back.
Yeah.
He messed up his back really bad.
And they had to stop production on that for a while, and then he ended up having PTSD or something like that. It took him a while to kind of get back into the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just saw it, and I mean, I had a few an edible in a bit, so and it was really good. He is really good. Again, it's a little bit more of like a romance, post-apocalyptic. The world, is not what it used to be.
There's a dog. Doesn't he have a dog?
Yes, he has a dog, of course, and again, pretty much there's an asteroid coming to wipe out Earth, and of course, what we do best is we send all the nukes at it and it blows it up. But I guess all the radioactive stuff falls back down and turns everyday insects into these giant monsters. So the movie looks really cool.
Worst fear.
Yes, pretty much, precisely, giant cockroaches, ants, and they have all these cool little nicknames. What's his name from The Walking Dead is in it?
Norman Reedus?
No, his brother.
Oh,
yes.
Yondu.
Yeah, Yondu. Yeah, sorry, that's
Michael
Rooker. Yes,
yeah.
And he's really good. And yeah, so again, a little bit more young adulty, if you will. But the movie looked really nice.
Yeah,
very done. Visually, it was really nice. Yeah, all the monsters looked pretty cool and not scary, but not maybe 8 and up for this one for sure is a good recommendation. So yeah, definitely check it out. And if you didn't tune into last week's episode, check out Seaspiracy. Let me know your thoughts. I want to know if anybody's changing their lives after watching that, because as for me, as I said, I'm continuing my trend of no fish. But
I know Dylan O'Brien was supposed to be on the podcast to discuss the movie, but Dan decided to have me on instead. Bit of an odd choice. I think Dylan O'Brien would have brought in some more viewers, but I mean, we'll make it work.
Yeah, sometimes you have to go with your gut, if you will.
Maybe he'll come on again.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure he's not doing much these days, just hanging out, making Netflix movies. So, yeah, well, so we'll better shine, because I know. Literally a B-list star over Rita. Hello. All right. So, yeah, so that's our random thoughts for the day this week. As I said, kind of a slow week, if you will, but sometimes that's nice. Nicer weather. Everyone's getting out a little bit more. Nothing is crazy. For me, I just reopened at work for my 2 shifts a week. We're no longer curbside. We're letting customers in the store. So much less stressful. People aren't yelling and screaming at you like it's my decision to have curbside. No, sir. It is Doug Ford's, and go talk to him. Don't yell at me.
Like a sales associate has
let me just call up, whoever the CEO of Bell is and tell them what's up. So not too bad. But let's get into the fitness stuff. So Rita is a honorary roommate at my house. So she also participates in the monthly roommate weight loss challenges, aka just gets a free meal from me because I suck.
And it was actually my idea.
Oh, was it?
It was fast food free February.
Yes.
It was supposed to be it.
True. I do remember that.
And then, of course, the sisters, Dan's roommates, got involved and made it into a competition.
Yes.
So and then it just blossomed from there.
Yeah, and now you all just enjoy a free meal once a month because I suck.
Much. We do give you the out, though.
I do, but I don't want to take the out. I ain't no quitter. Mama didn't raise no quitter, right? So yeah, so Rita's part of that. Do you find it's a little bit more fun when you got a little bit of a challenge in there and, you know... It
is fun, and I just find because it's in the back of my mind, and when I'm just making decisions every day as far as, like, you know, what I'm going to eat, it is... I wouldn't say motivating because it takes a lot to motivate me to lose weight, but it is kind of in the back of my head when I'm, you know, making everyday decisions.
For sure. I like to beat Brienne at things.
Yes.
She's very, very competitive. So if you knew her, you would understand. She's very, very competitive. So any small... And she beats me 98% of the time. I think I've beaten her in like 2 or 3 things. So weight loss is not one of them because she seems to always pull it out, which is good. Yeah. As I said, I do find it a little bit better trying to, I guess, be motivated, but it hasn't really come to fruition as I still seem to lose.
I know, I think I've lost a pound a month.
Yeah, so by the time
in the right direction.
Yes, right? Got to be positive, but by the time we're 50, we'll be looking good, right?
For sure. When we go into the retirement home.
Oh, watch out.
Ideal weight.
Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. We rolling in, you know.
That's right. When we
don't
go to
be
play
suspicious.
Baccarat.
Yeah.
Is that even a game?
Oh, I don't know. Lawn bowling. Watch out. I got these biceps that will just be slaying. Oh, yeah. I literally actually got a tan driving. That's how pale I am. I need to come out of the basement more. I literally drove to my parents' house and I had a burn on my arm. So, yikes.
Yeah.
I gotta
get some vitamin D.
5 minutes a day outside is what I'll do, and that's what I'm sticking to. So,
cool.
Yeah. So last week was okay. Second weigh-in for the roommate weight loss challenge. I was down 2 pounds the week before, and I went up a little bit. Put a pound back on, but you know, I'm just gonna say it's a pound of muscle.
It is absolutely. I'll agree with you.
Again. As you've probably, if you listen to these weekly, you understand that I struggle with nutrition the most, and for like last week, I was weird. I didn't want to cook. Like usually I'm firing up some steaks on the barbecue and eating, you know, steak potatoes.
He says usually, and he means literally every meal.
Yeah. So again,
2 steaks.
Yeah. Potatoes.
Lettuce. I don't even know what you're doing with the lettuce. You're just kind of
firing it on the barbecue.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Bran taught me that. It's delicious. Yeah, and potatoes. So yeah, that's my problem, and that's what I'm working on this week is, again, I use my Fitness Pal, right? And I put everything in there and I get my perfect kind of calories and protein and all those ratios.
The macros.
Yeah, the macros. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, I can't mess this up. Instead of going and finding maybe like another day when, you know, cycle through a couple meals. And yeah, so it's just been really bad, if I'm being honest. That's my cross to bear, if you will. I need to mix up my meal prepping, and as I said, I don't have an excuse. I have all the time in the world. But last week, I just was so lazy.
Maybe you should do one of those skip the dish or like chef's plate or
chef's plate. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe just, you know,
any recommendations anybody has about those?
Yeah, like, what's the best? Chef's plate. Skip the
chef's plate.
Fresh meal fresh.
HelloFresh.
Yeah. If you have had any, you know, experience with those, definitely let me know, because maybe I need to fire that up one week and just kind of, you know, reboot the system, if you will, because you know, it's a
no-brainer.
Yeah, too. Yeah. You just follow directions, throw everything in there, because I find I'm not a good chef, to be honest. I don't really, you know, I follow a recipe, and you know, so I'm not very adventurous in the kitchen, so I need to figure that out, because I think
if anybody has any coupons, send them our way.
Well, the problem is I can't use this address because everyone's here has used them, right? It's by address, not by person, so I'll have to find.
So just send us all your addresses so we can use your addresses and email addresses for the free trials.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Much appreciated. You guys are the best. My little shitters, if you will.
We're going to have to work on little shitters.
Nightmare.
Lazy pieces.
Oh my god, I was just joking.
Oh god.
My lazy POSs. Just kidding. Love you all. I really do appreciate you all. But yeah, so as I said, I need to focus. I need to get my heart rate up. Like, I know the walks are good. I've been sticking to those.
I know. I drove up here today and he was motoring along, pumping those arms.
Oh yeah, it was. You know, all I think about walking is that Malcolm in the Middle episode. Remember that one when he had the big helmet on and he was in the suit, and it's that pops in my head every single time I'm walking. And
you know that he forgets that whole Frankie Muniz.
How crazy is that?
I know.
And Bryan Cran, yeah. He
also an upcoming guest.
Yes, of course, Bryan Cranston, love him. And he was in Godzilla, great movie.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, he constantly stays in touch with him, reminds him like all the time of what they did and everything like that. So how crazy is that?
So
and he also, Frankie Muniz also bought one of the cars from the original Fast and the Furious.
Really?
Yeah, the white one. The white one.
So
Jesse's, I think.
I know all of my info.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all these facts, Rita,
Yeah,
while you're getting schooled. Welcome to the dungeon.
To the dojo.
God. Oh Lord. Yeah, so I apologize. This week's episode is again already off the rails, but that's fine.
Off the rails.
Sometimes you gotta
go. That's what editing's for, people.
I'm not editing anything.
Okay, just leave it in.
Just leave it in.
If you want to bail, you can bail.
Yeah, but we're just here to have some fun and, provide you guys hopefully with a laugh or two, and that's what's happening, I think, because I'm laughing.
Yeah.
So you find it a little bit easier when you're working towards a goal with people, and as I said, especially...
And the accountability.
Yeah. I don't like looking at the board, and Brian, of course, puts a little L beside my name because I'm a loser. Yeah. So that's always it motivates me.
Yeah.
Obviously not enough yet because I'm not going, but I think I'm gonna start running. Like I think I need to do that. So God forbid those people outside. Like I'm sorry, but you will see this.
Running? I think you should just do a brisk walk.
Running's
walk? So bad for your knees.
Oh yeah. We're getting old now, so
we have to think about these things.
We have to think about these things. Fire off the old. What's that for your bones? What do you eat? Metamucil? No.
Metamucil. Yeah. That's a whole other issue.
Yeah. Well, that's another episode.
Supplements?
Yeah, something like that. Okay. Yeah. So that's And how was your week?
Good. Yeah, it was great. We're getting busier again. We were a little slow.
With everything.
The business was a little slow during COVID, so we're just picking back up now. Everybody's kind of going back to work and school. Well, not school, but back to work and starting to travel and stuff. So
well, that's exciting, and and I do think you do have an unfair advantage. Being a dog walker, it is your job to walk, so
I know
that's probably why I'm losing so much.
I know, but you'd think I'd be excelling more in the competition.
No. Well, literally, we have a weekly standing Taco Bell date where we drive half an hour to Taco Bell because we don't have one where we're from.
Thank goodness we don't have one where we're from.
People are like, oh, like, I'm gonna, chocolate and strawberries and being all sexual. No, bring me that queso and I will drip that on a gallon.
No.
Like that.
If we had a Taco Bell in town, I would constantly have queso in my body at 24/7.
Absolutely. Because
maybe it's residual from the day before, but it would just be constantly there.
I'm kind of happy we don't have one here because it is nice, and once a week with me being...
It's a treat.
Yeah, it is a little treat.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Oh, Parks and Rec, love that.
Yeah.
So we're both doing pretty good. As I said, 2 more weigh-ins this month. I didn't put on 2 pounds back, but 1 is not ideal, so I'm definitely going to focus this next week and really kind of hone in. I have been continuing with my workouts, which is great. Maddie's been really kind of pushing me, and we've been crushing the old PRs, if you will, lifting a lot more weight than I have ever, so that's a plus.
The week-to-week weigh-ins are tough, too, because really we should just be weighing once a month. Because you can change, even just with water retention, your weight can change in a week. And that can be disheartening even if you have a good week, but yet maybe like you drank a little bit more water, your body's retaining a little bit more water.
Yeah.
And then you have a shitty weigh-in, and then you're a bit disillusioned, right? But it may not be because you ate over your calories. It might just be something like that your body's going through that week.
Well, yeah, and that's why I'm saying that the pound is all muscle, because...
There you go.
I'm just kidding. I definitely did not put on a pound of muscle in a week, but...
You never know.
It helps me sleep at night.
That squat box.
Squat box. Jesus. It's not a squat box. It's where you do squats and stuff like that, and I bought it, and Rita just keeps yelling squat box all the time.
Squat box has more of a oomph to it.
Yes, very true. You should probably talk to them about changing the name.
I should.
Yeah, definitely. I'll help you.
Thank you.
For this podcast.
Put me in the connection. Maybe we'll get really famous from this podcast.
Yeah, that's the plan, right?
And then we can officially change the name of
We'll start a revolution. Yeah.
Maybe that'll
you should
be
my TikTok. You should be my TikTok aficionado because I have no idea how to do that because I'm so old.
I love TikTok.
Oh, I know. You're always on TikTok.
I am.
That's why I don't think I want to dive into it because I'm already on my phone enough with like Instagram and that kind of stuff.
It's deadly.
Oh gosh, but I mean, if you've got nothing else to do, whatever, right? It's good to go.
I find with TikTok, it's made me. Oh, I sound like a Gen Z. It's made me like woke.
Oh God.
You know what I mean? I cringe saying that, but it does bring a lot of issues
to the forefront.
Yeah, stuff that I might necessarily not have even heard of.
True, but I think
through the mainstream media, like
yes, mainstream media is a nightmare to begin with. So I think you should definitely also, if you are, if you find this also with TikTok, but definitely do your own research. See if you hear something, go verify it, right? Because there's always all sorts of other crazy stuff going on the internet at all times.
Definitely.
So as I said, I think we're setting ourselves up for a pretty decent month. I'm honestly like, I can't lose this month. If I lose this month, I'm gonna be upset. So I have to just Oh, I thought I had it made last month, and then Brian came in with a huge weigh in, and I was like, "Damn it!"
I might pull the L out this month.
Yeah,
I'm not feeling.
Not that I'm excited for you, but I'm just excited to not be the loser.
Yeah, no, I might do it this month.
No, we don't have to purposely do it.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I think that's.
Well, you guys are going camping and that kind of stuff, so you're
camping is just the s'mores alone.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Whoever invented s'mores, great call, eh?
Seriously,
love that. Okay, so yeah, we're going to keep focused. We'll let you know our updates next week as to what's going on. If, the camping trip took a little turn and we'll see. I'll keep you all updated because I don't know if you're going to be around next week, but I may have another guest, I don't know.
Dylan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston.
One of those two.
Yeah.
Exactly. Ryan Reynolds. Who cares? Fire it up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The world is your oyster.
Exactly, because who doesn't want to be on the Lazy Piece of Shit podcast? Right. Let's be honest.
Everyone's lining up around the block.
Literally. In this dungy basement.
Yeah.
Welcome to my studio. I'll make sure I have snacks for them, though. Okay, so this week's episode, I wanted to talk a little bit more about being a nerd, and I think now...
I feel so great being on the nerd version of... Oh, my God.
But it's almost a compliment in the sense that I think, especially over, the last, I'd say, maybe 10 years...
Yeah.
Because I remember high school, I did a lot of video gaming, computer gaming.
Oh, let me tell you a little story about that. So one time, Dan and I had plans, as you do as friends, and Dan said, "Sorry, my grandma's coming up. I can't hang out with you." So I said, "Okay, no problem." Me being the psycho I am, decided to do a little drive-by because I was suspicious. I was sus.
Sus.
Okay?
Don't be suspicious.
I sussed. And sure enough, not a single car on the driveway that didn't belong there. And I went into the house, just fully went in. Good old Karen let me in, as she does, dancing it with the vacuum on, as Karen G does.
She's a gem.
And go downstairs, and Dan is battling a dragon on his computer.
Yeah.
That's what he bailed on me for.
Yeah. And I also said that, I fed it, I don't condone lying, but I mean,
You needed to kill the dragon.
I needed to kill the dragon, and back then, telling people about that was the worst. They just wouldn't get it, because I feel like back then it was very... Oh, you're a nerd. You know what I mean?
Gaming was not
especially PC gaming.
Yeah.
I think Xbox, PS4, Switch, or whatever, Dreamcast, I'm sure it was back then.
Yeah.
Those were always accepted, but
Pong. Sega Genesis.
Ripping the old.
We're aging ourselves here.
But I think PC gaming, especially, I think that was super nerdy. And yeah, I remember oh yeah, my grandma's coming over. She brought her apple pie.
Yeah,
and
he had to add to the lie. It couldn't have just been that.
But also keep in mind, Rita's the same person who would always tell me she couldn't hang out because she had to vacuum.
Yeah.
So
or colonoscopy.
Don't throw rocks at a glass house, or whatever they say about that. I was the worst in high school, as I said. My high school girlfriend Alex, sweet gem of a gal. I'd be like, whenever she'd be hanging out, and I'd get a text from the guys that I play these games with, and we need you. And I'd be like, oh, so throw Netflix on, and Alex usually would just fall asleep for 5-10 minutes into it, and then I'd jump on, and there was a couple times she woke up and, what are you doing? Nothing, just playing video games.
That's what you need to find. You need to find a gal that's okay napping while you game.
For sure. A real strong napper.
Yeah.
Love that. Perfect. And isn't embarrassed of me. Well, that's going to be hard. But
it is different. PC, like you said, PC gaming is there's less of a kind of that.
Yeah, PC is it's all more expensive, obviously, right? To build a PC that's going to be able to play the games, that kind of stuff. I just built my own PC back in August there, so that was a big deal for me, considering I've had this old PC for years. So
clunker.
Yeah, and I built it myself, so that was very stressful. But YouTube is amazing. I literally got everything off of YouTube, put it all together, and it's very stressful. Because I didn't have anybody there who had done it before. Who was like, just do this.
Yeah.
And some of the pieces, my CPU was a couple hundred, $600-700, and if you put it on the wrong way, it's enjoy going and buying another one because
sausage fingers won't help.
yes, exactly. Oh, you were here when I was building it. I was in the
Yeah.
living room and I had my little headlamp on, like trying to channel my inner Henry Cavill, and I looked pretty good, but you know, not as good as
I
him.
was thinking more like the Molinator from Incredibles, the guy that weirdo that rode that big machine that dug in the ground.
Great.
So one of those, or Henry Cavill, either or.
Oh, now you'll understand why my self-esteem is at an all-time high.
We just like to keep each other in check.
Yeah, keep each other honest.
Yeah, we don't want to get too big for our britches.
Yes, exactly. So I think now it's nice because I do think, especially after a year and a half of a pandemic, I think a lot more people jumped into gaming because they were just so bored. You know, Xbox.
Yeah.
PS4, PS5. Record sales, yeah, if you could get one. Nintendo, the Switch was crazy at work. We sold tons of them because it was good for our age group. You have a Switch. We love the Switch. We always are playing that. Mario Party.
Team Switch.
Yes.
Honestly. Yeah. Mario all the way. All these other games, you know.
Get out of here.
I indulged in the PS4 a little bit.
My PS4?
Dan's PS4.
Yeah.
But Nintendo Switch is so fun.
Yes. And
it's more of a group system.
Yes,
too.
Exactly. It's easier to have you know, 4 or 5 people or 4 people play.
Yeah.
You know, we play Life a lot. We play Mario Party.
And I would just like to
say, the Mario Party now is like easy mode.
It is.
Because I remember when I used to come over to your house when we were growing up and we'd play, I'm talking 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
And if you didn't win, you'd get very upset, but that's okay.
It was the gulag getting stars. It was like fighting for every star.
Now it's like, oh, here, you get a star. Oprah, you know, throwing stars out everywhere. It's ridiculous. So you know what, Nintendo? Here's a hint. Maybe teach these kids now that you need to
no more participation.
Stars. You need to push things back to what it was and
Agreed.
Make people work and blood, sweat, and tears for those stars.
It's not ruining as many friendships. I don't think it's as competitive.
No, anymore. Yes. Mario Kart and Mario Party, I would love to see some stats on 100%. That. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, and that's what I'm kind of thankful for that because now I have no problem. Now I just tell my friends straight up, like, no, I can't come out. I'm gaming.
Yeah.
And I get a hard time for it. But yeah. You know,
we're used to it, but everybody's got their own like hobbies and.
I mean, it's not hurting anybody. It's not like you have to do anything with it. I just sneak off to the basement and, that's about it.
Better than being a serial killer.
Yeah.
Glass half full, I always say. One of my old adages.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So what do you think, like, what draws you? Because I think we're almost on the same wavelength, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars. What do you think kind of draws to those fantasy adventure genres? Like, why are we such big nerds? Like, why do you find that you like that
what
stuff?
Trauma did we go through that's made us like this stuff?
Pretty much.
I think for me it was a huge influence from my mom and dad, like, because they loved the fantasy genre growing up.
Agreed. Especially
my mom, like, she loved Tolkien and read all his books and even did like Tolkien crafts and stuff. I know.
So cute.
Sweet gem. But I think that was a big part of it. So I was just kind of naturally interested.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite movie growing up was Labyrinth with David Bowie. Like, that was...
Terrified of that movie, but yes, I understand.
I mean, looking back on it now...
Just the weird... they were...
Yeah, some weirdness in that movie, but...
But I understand. My aunt, the same thing, always would watch Labyrinth, and I would be like... But I also was scared of Yoda, so I was kind of a...
right.
Yikes.
Explains a lot.
I've grown out of that, though. Yoda no longer scares me.
Especially Baby Yoda.
Oh, gosh. Love Grogu.
No, I think it's maybe growing up in a small town, we felt that we needed to kind of have an escape.
Yes.
Not really much to do.
No, not much to do.
Especially when we were younger. Like, I know now they've got, the local movie theater and...
Well, they had a lot. Yeah.
God, we sound like we're in the middle of nowhere.
I know.
The local movie theater.
Yeah, we
have a Walmart, by the way.
Yes, we do have a Walmart. That was a big deal. We are a real town now. But yeah, no, definitely. I agree. I think it's passed down, if you will, because your parents. For me, my parents weren't really too much into that, but my aunt was huge, and I spent a lot of time with her and my grandparents when I was growing up, and just like this is the aunt that literally would dress me and my brother up. We'd pack a lunch and we'd go like leprechaun hunting. So legit. Cool. Like, we had like little cages, little butterfly nets, and you know what I mean? But like, for me, those are like my most fondest memories because we're just making sandwiches and going leprechaun hunting, and so. Did
you ever catch one?
No.
Cannot confirm nor
cannot never deny that we caught a leprechaun.
Yeah.
But I was so thankful for that because for me, it let my imagination run wild. And I think that's a huge thing for me is, yes, movies and they're an escape for me, right? Like, I'm sure for myself, I'm not living my best life right now. I'm working towards it, but
Yeah.
especially growing up too, you have a lot more, a lot more angsty, if you will. So
Yeah.
movies and that kind of stuff, they provided an escape, a couple hours just to kind of shut your brain off and just really enjoy this and let your imagination run wild. And I think you see that a lot now with kids, especially, as they don't, technology is everywhere, and I don't think that's for a good thing, because they don't get to really enjoy that, right? And I'm scared with coming out of the pandemic with what's going to happen to movie theaters and that kind of stuff, right? I really hope that there's a way that they can salvage what's going on, because I have so many good memories going to the movies. Like I remember Two Towers. We'd go to the theater in town, big old family bag of popcorn. We'd be there who knows how early, an hour before, and it was just
core memories.
Yes, exactly.
Shout out to Inside Out, Disney.
Yes, core memories.
Seriously, those are core memories of the movies.
Absolutely.
It's such an escape. If you have anything going on,
yes,
mentally draining, work, life, family, whatever, you go and you're just thinking about something else completely different for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I find you can't do that at home. Like, I find it's great watching a movie at home. You're in the comfort, you got your couch, whatever, but I don't find I'm as,
relaxed.
Yeah. Or involved in the movie. I find I get distracted easy.
Oh yeah,
cell phones going off.
As I was gonna say, the cell phone's a big thing, right? Like, I've noticed myself. I'm rewatching all the Criminal Minds right now, right? And very exciting. I'm a profiler, so watch out. I've also watched 15 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, so I am a doctor, so watch out. The biggest thing I've learned is just to trach them. That's
no matter what it is.
Yeah. Oh, my arm.
Sliver?
Trach them.
Trach.
No, I'm just kidding. Please don't trach anybody. It's like the worst thing you could ever do.
Yeah, do not. Official stance.
Official stance of the Lazy Piece.
Do not
trach people.
Yes.
But yeah, my phone is the worst. And even when we're all hanging out here watching movies, 95% of the time we're just all on and off of our phones. And so I think the theater is, you literally are just focused on the movie.
Yeah. Because
you don't have your phone.
Or you shouldn't be on your phone. If you are, you're a douche.
If you are, then you need to reevaluate your life. And
we're going to write a book on movie etiquette.
Yes. And that will be the first publication from the Lazy Piece of Shit publishing group.
Yeah.
We're going to...
One of the many branches.
Yes, of course. We're going worldwide with this.
Global. Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide. Pitbull. Oh, Pitbull. He'll be a great guest. Can't wait to have him on here.
Yep. Right after Bryan Cranston.
Yes, yeah. We'll mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hopefully they can make a comeback. I really
hope so, because as I said, I am dying to go to the movies.
Yeah.
As I said, for me it was, as I said, for our small town, that was what we did.
Yeah.
That was our escape for a very long time, because we didn't have anything else to do. And really, like, right now, what else are we supposed to do now that we're into our 30s? I mean, we go to the bar.
To get married, have kids.
Good Lord. Nightmare. Fall in love,
Who has time?
Who has time? Yeah.
You know what? I got time for that.
Yeah. I have time for a 2-hour movie. That's it. Then I'm out. But yeah, so I do think that we've been influenced very much by our parents and by each other, too. I think we would always... we're always sending Lord of the Rings stuff back and forth to each other and all that kind of nerdy stuff. And I think that we just have got very comfortable with it, and being, if someone calls me a nerd, I'm like, oh yeah, for sure, I'll own that now. Well,
we were fully prepared for Comic-Con in Toronto, whatever, Fan Expo.
Yeah.
All the Hobbits were coming.
Oh my gosh, please.
Like the 4 of them. Billy Monahan, what's his name? Dominic Monaghan.
Billy
Boyd, Elijah Wood, and Sean Astin.
Yes.
They were all coming, the 4 of them.
Yes.
We were going to pay like $500.
And it was like, you would get a picture, an autograph, and then you would spend a night with them. It was like drinks and Q&A, and I have actually, I forgot about that, and now I'm so COVID. Rattled, because
thanks, COVID.
That was going to be, and I don't know if they're even going to do it again. That was like, I don't want to. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity, right?
It'd be hard to get them all.
And then we tried to go to Comic-Con in San Francisco, the big one, right? We had that little kick. We were going to take an RV down or something. We were wild.
Yeah.
All these dreams we've had, eh? We should really start.
We aim high with our dreams.
Absolutely. So yeah, I guess. Yeah, I do really. I do think it's part of my personality. Like, this is who I am. I absolutely love it. If, I have a couple nieces, I can't wait to start getting them into Harry Potter.
Yes.
And if I ever do have my own kids,
I
cannot wait to just make them their biggest nerds in the world. And it's so much better now, because I think growing up now, you're more accepted, if you will. Not that like when we were growing up, we're getting beaten up or thrown, but it just was very hush hush about it.
Well, if you can like find a community, if you're a grown man that likes My Little Pony,
yes,
and you can find a community that you're welcomed in, I mean, there's anything.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah, which I think is awesome.
Yes,
because I think it's so important for people that necessarily don't connect with people in their lives.
They have an out.
They can find this community online. I mean, the
that
internet's not great for many things, but
for bringing people together,
yeah.
I think it is one of the big things for
because
sure.
that was a huge, like, for especially kids these days feeling isolated if they just don't belong.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big outlet for them to just find a community online that they can share in their most obscure interests with.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, when you go through different phases, right? And I think as you kind of grow and learn and go through these different phases, being able to express yourself freely is amazing. Because if you can't, me and Brian were talking about the other day, if you can't be your true self, then yikes, what's the point, right? What's the point,
exhausting not being yourself.
Yes, literally. I have enough stresses. I don't want to have to, hide who I am from people. And I think that's a big issue for me when I run into with dating, right? Is like, by the way, here's all of this nerdiness and, like,
by the way, I think it's important to find somebody, not necessarily that for you to find somebody that not necessarily shares that enthusiasm, but is okay and nurtures that for you.
And wants to, like, I'm by no means do I need to find somebody who is, loves Harry Potter, if they just enjoy it and want to maybe, if I'm watching, and they'll sit down and watch it with you and not kind of, roll their eyes and that kind of
stuff.
They'll
let you pause it every 5 seconds
and tell them fun facts. Yes, exactly. So something like that, just, again, to share and grow, I think that's the biggest thing that I'm looking for someone when I'm ready to get out there. I think that's what you need,
just somebody that's, I mean, great if you find somebody that
has
those passions for those things, but
it's one listener who was like, "Oh darn, I'm super nerd, and I was going to hopefully be with Dan."
Right,
and no, just kidding. I'm still here. No,
I'm
just kidding.
You
No, love that. So yeah, and I am happy to see where kind of the nerd genre has come to now, where we are, and I think that's lovely. So
that's another thing about TikTok is I found, because I love reading, and I know you do too. I found just following people that have the same interests and then just hearing their recommendations. Stuff that I would never have heard of otherwise.
Yeah.
Just kind of obscure authors or local authors or things like that, and it's insane. I would have never have heard.
My friend Tora actually commented on one of my posts when I was talking about Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Did you know Jurassic Park was a book?
Yeah, Michael Crichton.
Well, I did not.
Well, Michael Crichton, also the guy that wrote it, is literally like 6'8".
Oh wow,
this guy, yeah.
Jeez, yeah. She mentioned that she's an avid tourist. She's an avid traveler too.
Yeah.
And she was in Costa Rica, and I guess they had got along the topic of that, and so she let me know, and I'll definitely have to check it out. Have you read it?
No, I've never read it.
Okay.
No.
Maybe we'll read it.
I heard it's different than the movie.
Okay.
Like it's a bit. Well, what they did, I think, is they took elements from it and then kind of spread those elements across the movies.
Oh, okay.
Kind of thing. I don't think it's like a word for word.
Okay, well,
but it's still interesting. I mean, anything with dinosaurs in it is
yes, absolutely. Well, we have to wait a year now for the next Jurassic Park, and I'm so upset. So, but we'll get through it.
It'll be worth it, and hopefully, we're gonna be sitting in a theater.
Yes.
With the big old hot dog
bag of popcorn
into our gullets.
Let's go. Yeah.
A shout out to movie hot dogs.
Why are they so good?
Why?
There's not even like
what's the secret?
It's not even like they're made fresh anymore. Remember
when
they used to be
they roll on those rollers like me on a beach, roasting.
And then
hours.
now they just take them off that, put them in a bun and a tinfoil, and throw them in a hot drawer.
Why is it so good?
Why? Like I have no idea.
Do we need to start throwing our food in drawers?
Hot drawers. Yes. Actually, so between lockdowns here in Ontario, I remember me and a couple of friends, we went and saw Tenet in the theater.
Oh, jeez.
Nightmare. Waste of my money. But I mean, I don't want to have a master's or PhD to understand a movie.
Seriously.
But whatever. And I remember I got a hot dog and popcorn, and they didn't charge me for the hot dog. And it tasted even better because it was free, right? Amazing.
Shout out to Christopher Nolan. Love him. Unbelievable director. I mean, did the Batmans, he's unbelievable. But I think sometimes he just maybe likes to leave people a bit confused.
I think someone needs to be around him that just says no sometimes. Like, you know what, Chris, my bro? Nah, this ain't gonna work, right?
Like, I mean, he's a genius.
Yes, love the Batman.
Interstellar was phenomenal. Obviously a little bit confusing as well, but Tenet was like...
Interstellar I could understand. Like, I figured it out. Tenet, I was just like, what what?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think I'm a stupid person. Like, I'm not the smartest,
No,
but
definitely
I
not.
usually can. Oh, that's very kind of you. It's the nicest thing she ever said to me. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, okay. So, what are your top 5 favorite franchises? And let's see how if they differ from mine. I think the top 3 is going to be the same.
Oh, that's rough. Okay, so
I
top
sent you
5
these notes
in
a
order?
couple days ago.
No, I know I have them, but I'm just trying to. I don't know the exact order, but
Okay, well, fire it off.
well, number 1, Lord of the Rings.
Yes, the same. We're both Lord of the Rings. Hundo
Yeah.
P, Lord of the Rings.
Number 2, Harry Potter.
Yep, that's
Can't get around
HP.
that.
No. I remember. Sorry, I'm interjecting here. I remember my neighbor when I was growing up across the road. He used to work at Scholastics, and he brought home a box, not a huge box, but a box for all the kids on the street. The Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
Before they renamed it.
Yeah, because they didn't have to dumb it down for us. They could just call it Philosopher's Stone.
And we would have been like, fine. But it was the first copy, first edition. I remember it like it was yesterday. And of course, I just threw it somewhere.
Yeah,
and,
didn't think anything of it.
And I was just like, oh, you remember him saying, oh, this is, here you guys go. Got extras of these, Harry Potter. It's going to be the next big thing. And we're all like, oh, okay. And now look at us, literally. Potterheads.
Super fans.
I just need to get a girlfriend or a wife so that we can get matching tattoos when we'll say, after all this time, the other one will say always, So cute.
Even though it was a bit creepy the way that that Snape loved Lily so much. That's adorable.
But yeah.
He did go a little mental.
Especially with the black greasy hair. But yeah, no, sorry.
Kind of hot.
Oh, okay.
No.
Here we go. I've been trying to keep this under wraps, but yeah.
There's a huge community that doesn't like Snape because of that, but I don't know. I try not to overthink his
I think Snape's amazing, yeah. I mean...
What a redemption story.
But Alan Rickman, the way he plays Snape is absolutely
I think that's the
ridiculous.
the most affected I've been by celebrity death.
Yeah,
is Alan Rickman.
Mine was Chester Bennington.
Yeah, that makes sense because you're such a huge fan.
Yeah.
Are such a huge fan.
Yeah, crazy.
Okay,
sorry,
so Harry Potter.
Yes, number 3. Sorry, we go off on tangents here. I apologize.
Yeah, Jurassic Park. It's got to be.
You think so? Me. Okay, yeah. Interesting. All right, next.
Jurassic Park. Oh, this is hard. I love The Mummy.
Oh, okay. You're going
Not
all
the third
over the
Mummy.
map. Yeah.
Are we talking books and
anything? What are your top 5 like you would always watch or Yeah. I love it. These are things I didn't even think of, so you're just opening my eyes up too.
Guilty pleasure throw out or shout out Twilight.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna
judged. Just kidding. I'm not gonna lie. I've read the books.
No, they are
and
just as far as just putting something on and it's kind of mindless entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Twilight.
Okay, so you're on 4. That you're gonna take up. You're just gonna do Shadow, or you're gonna put that as your 4th?
No, that'll be an honorable mention.
Okay, sorry. So
I should have done it at the end.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter,
Jurassic Park,
The Mummy.
Oh, take out The Mummy.
Take out The Mummy
because that's not
you
really.
You don't want no Magi Warriors.
I mean, there's 2 of them are really solid.
Yes, yeah.
Third one we don't discuss that one. That one didn't exist.
All right, so what's your 4th?
I love the Alien movies.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, I'm not.
Sigourney Weaver.
I'm not too.
I mean, Chef's Kiss. Yes. Unbelievable.
Ridley Scott, you mean? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I love him.
Ripley's her name in.
Sorry. I'm a mess. I'm an idiot.
Okay, so now we need to watch the Alien movies.
Okay, so what's the big 5?
So the big 5, I have to say, the big 5. Ooh, this is tough. Okay, so big 5, I absolutely love the monster universe that's been created with Godzilla, King Kong.
Oh, okay.
Those are unbelievable.
I read an article, I think I told you, about how they were wanting to or contemplating, or it was out there, that they were going to cross over with Pacific Rim into Godzilla.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Like, imagine that. It's like things like that literally make me excited. Like my
Guillermo del Toro gets involved. Like I mean I can't.
I think we saw Pacific Rim in theaters together, and we were blown away.
It was so underhyped.
Yeah,
like, we didn't really know what
but
we
again,
were expecting.
I mentioned this in previous.
Yeah,
that would not have been as good at Netflix at home. I don't think.
Oh, absolutely not.
Big screen, big monsters just beating the crap out of aliens. Yeah. It was great.
It was fantastic. Second one, I didn't love the second one as much.
No, I think they lost that spark, but I don't think Del Toro did it. I think he was busy doing something else. So bring him back and do a crossover. I'm in. Hondo P. Okay, so you got Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Jurassic Park, Alien, and then the big monster ones. Okay,
I'd say
that's not bad. Honestly,
honorable mention also to Transformers.
Transformers, yes. I think they've just beaten that dead horse. Like they just kind of. I mean, like. I find like the first 2 were good, and then you kind of have a little bit of a lull. Same with like Fast and the Furious, right? Yeah. The first couple are good. You have a lull where you're like, "What's going on?" And then the next, they bring it back a little bit, and you're like, "Oh, okay, like these are coming out of the not too bad." Fast 9's coming out. Can't wait for that. Just kidding.
Chirping crickets.
Yes, exactly.
I think they need to just cut it off.
Yeah. It's too much.
They were skydiving in cars at one point.
Now it's all magnets. You see the
Are they in
pictures for
space
that?
in this one?
No.
Dan, I swear. I swear,
I don't know.
I
I haven't seen
space.
it. Like you're yelling at me like I've seen it. Like, oh yeah, me and Dom or me and John Cena just hanging out. He showed me his own little thing. No. So for me, again, Lord of the Rings, number one, always. Harry Potter.
I forgot a big one, and you're gonna say it.
I'm
gonna be sick. I will leave.
Yeah, you're an idiot. Star Wars. Come on.
Yeah.
You're a mess.
I feel sick.
Is that the one you missed?
No.
Oh.
But I didn't even think of it.
Yeah, Star Wars is a big one, especially.
I can't believe I almost had the Mummy in there, not Star Wars.
Yeah.
Love you, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. For me, Stargate. Yeah, and you're all like, now you're like, oh, I'm a super nerd. Yeah, it's with like Richard Dean Anderson.
I gotta do Stargate.
Oh, so good. I bought the whole box set.
Yeah.
It's really good, and I don't know. There's something about it I just really like. I liked Daniel in it. He was great.
Yeah.
I'm Daniel. He's Daniel. He's smart. I'm not so smart, but it was nice. And my fifth one, I don't know. My fifth one, I like go back and forth between like 300.
Yeah.
Just because it was so good. Like for when it came out, it was wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Transformers, I think would be up there too.
We forgot a big one.
Did we?
We forgot possibly the biggest one that's ever been.
If you say Game of Thrones, I'm gonna be sad.
Marvel.
Oh, yeah. Yikes. But see, like, for me, I could do without Marvel. Wow. That's a big, hot take.
Timestamp this.
Wow. Not that I could do without it.
It wasn't game changer.
Yeah, no. For me, like, I don't think we will ever see another movie series like Lord of the Rings. Like, just, like, so we only watch the extended versions of Lord of the Rings. If you watch anything less, then you
are not welcome.
No. Please don't talk to me anymore. And also I remember I got my tonsils out and it was rough. It was terrible. I was like a week and I watched all of the like 40 plus hours on each of them with like how they made it, like the bigatures, how they used like perception to film, and literally Michael Jackson made it. Peter Jackson literally, like, he was just Lord of the Rings, and it was just so beautiful what he did.
He took the essence of it and translated that onto a screen unbelievably well.
Like, he made programs and stuff to do what he wanted to do because it wasn't invented then. Like, we're talking like 1999.
And we're talking about tiny little studios in New Zealand that took on this huge project.
Fran Walsh.
Weta Workshop. Yes. I mean, they had done stuff, but this for them was a huge undertaking.
And a lot of the I keep saying I'm so sorry. A lot of the programs they used, for instance, on the battle scenes, right? Yeah. Obviously, there's not thousands of them.
Yeah.
That's still used today. A lot of it's used in movies. It's used in video games because they did it so well that, it's
set precedent.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think, and then you look at, for instance, The Hobbits, right?
Yeah.
Say what you want about The Hobbits. I think they're enjoyable. I do think the extended versions, especially of the last one, were really good. That Battle of the Five Armies was when you get, a little bit more from the dwarves that showed up, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't, even that was, the CGI again was great, but you
very
can just
heavy
tell.
CGI.
Yes. And Peter Jackson with the bigatures and just the amount of money they gave him to do it was crazy. And I love...
makeup and costumes in the first one. They had the motion capture for Gollum, which is CGI, but that was unbelievable.
But Gollum still looks better than 98% of the
amazing.
CGI
Like, think of when
today.
they CGI'd Yoda for the new ones.
Yeah.
And we watch the old ones now, and it's a bit silly with the little not CGI Yoda.
Yeah.
But I think I preferred that.
The little puppet?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that scared me. But yeah, and again, I don't think you're ever going to see a film series like that again, because I just don't think anybody has the time to put into it that Peter Jackson did. And to think that they didn't want to give Peter Jackson the Hobbit stuff. Del Toro was supposed to do that, and then he was like, it's going to take you years. And I remember he backed out. But yeah, so I think,
Oh, too, with The Lord of the Rings is it holds up so well.
Oh yeah, you watch it today.
You watch the Star Wars in the 70s, and they're classics.
They're good,
but it's just a bit, it's a bit hokey, some of it.
Well, yeah, I mean...
But you watch Lord of the Rings now, and
it's 20 years old. 22 years old. Yeah, and it's still, it looks amazing.
100%.
We should watch Lord of the Rings soon again, actually. But yeah, Marvel, I think that they found the key.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they have a very... almost a cookie cutter for movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And by no means does that, like, they rake it in. I enjoy it. I do enjoy them. I I don't know, like
you're not you're not gonna like make or it's not gonna make or break your
no I don't think so. Maybe I'll throw it in number 5 then.
Yeah,
I was having some trouble finding a fifth, so we'll do that. But yeah, I
will say for me, I think if we're gonna compare Marvel to DC,
no comparison.
For me though, the 3 Christopher Nolan Batmans for me were
agreed.
I would take those over Marvel any day.
Yep, absolutely.
They were, I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, no, for sure. And
I find Marvel too. It's specific movies from the Marvel universe.
Yeah, like the first Iron Man, amazing, right? Because that was kind of the first one. Jon Favreau, obviously.
Yeah.
He was it was the first one, and then they kind of just took that and just multiplied it, and they found almost like a perfect recipe to make a good movie.
They did.
And then again, there's some that I'm not like Ant-Man. I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, I'm sorry, was hot garb.
I love Brie Larson though. I know she gets a lot of flack. I think she's a good person.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of shits on her, but
I mean, she's super nerdy too. I've seen she's doing a lot lately with Nintendo and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think those are my top 5. But isn't it funny how neither of us said Game of Thrones? But how crazy is it that we were locked in our houses for almost a year and a half, and I don't think one of us was like, we should rewatch Game of Thrones.
No, it didn't even occur to me.
Because that's how bad that season 7 and 8 scarred us.
It was sad.
Like, I also want to sue them for like emotional distress.
Yeah, it was. I would have said, I still do say that it is as far as production value, acting, just across the board, just one of the best series that's ever been
until
made.
series wow.
Like we're talking like
7 and 8, the Red Wedding, the Battle of the Blackwater. Like I remember reading because I watched the first season, and then I at the end of the first season, obviously with that big reveal. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I mean, you should have already watched it. But I remember going and buying the books and reading them, and I remember reading the Red Wedding, and I had to like flip back like 5 times, being like, "What? Like this is insane, right?" But I guess that's what happens when you have the books to pull from, and then you don't, and then you have 2 producers who just don't really care, and they want to go work on another project, and they rush through it and literally just take story arcs of characters that they've been working on for years. Seasons, and just go and trash them, and then and I honestly am surprised that HBO, because their ratings dropped so bad after that. I'm surprised they didn't try and do a rewrite of season 8 at least.
Shout out though to The Long Night. That one episode. That was just one of the most spectacular things I've ever seen on TV.
And I think you're the same. I love big things like that. I love watching it by myself and really enjoying it, and then I love watching it with somebody like you to see your reaction. Because I remember that night
I came over.
Yes, you watched it with Brian and everyone at the house, and I was working.
Yeah.
I got in so much trouble that night at work because I was just so I wanted to get out so bad. Like I left projectors on. Like it was bad. Oops, sorry. And I remember I was coming home.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm gonna stay and watch it, and unreal. But I to this day think that to save Game of Thrones, they needed to lose Winterfell, because you've literally banged on about this whole entire time the Night King. I think they needed. They should have sent the women and children out. They should have all been going down to King's Landing.
Yeah.
They should have kind of lost Winterfell.
Had a few big deaths in Winterfell.
Yes,
I think that's important.
You lost that too, right? And that was a big thing in the beginning of the seasons. No one was safe. No, he didn't give a crap who you liked. You could go. And I think they had to lose Winterfell. They needed to kind of go back to the point. You brought out this whole entire lineage of Jon Snow that just no one really cared about. Like, if you look into the Golden Company, who Cersei brought over, they did nothing. They just got fire breathed by a bunch. That should have been something. They should have showed up at the gates, been like, look, like, it's either we work together or we're all going to die. And then, Jon can let them know who he is, and then the Golden Company maybe switch sides, because the guy who created the Golden Company was Jon's dad's friend, and he effed off, right? So sorry, but they should have fixed that. Sorry.
Apparently, in the books, Euron Greyjoy is also an insane character.
Yes.
In the movies, in the show, he was a loser.
Yeah, but then
very
this person that you
got.
he comes and kills Jaime. You're like, what?
Yeah.
No.
Apparently, he's also very different in the books.
Books are always better, my friends. Books are always better.
Yeah.
But I do like watching a movie and then going and rereading a book, because then I can kind of like put faces to characters, especially Harry Potter, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. pronounce all the names right.
Yes, Hermione.
Shout out to Brienne saying, what did she say? Hermione?
Hermione, yeah.
Hermione?
Sweet.
Or shout out to Brienne, who also said Carlisle as Carlisla. Just want to throw that out there for the Twilight fans.
It's the little things in life, you know.
Carlisla Cullen.
Yes. All right, so you had the honor and privilege of, aka you had the money, to go to New Zealand.
I did.
Tell me about that. You've already told me about that, but tell our listeners about that.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Did you go specifically for Lord of the Rings, or you just want to go to New Zealand, or was it kind of there was two checkmark boxes?
I would say like 75-25. New Zealand is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
So, of course, that drew us there as well, because we knew we were going to a place where, regardless of what we were going to see, it was going to be amazing, and the people are amazing. And so that was a big... it was far.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I have no problem sitting on a couch hours on end watching TV, but to be on an airplane for 13 hours, it's a bit crazy.
Yeah.
So that was a bit rough, but the fact that I got to go with my parents, who were in their 60s, and kind of like, they're going to still do traveling and stuff, but conceivably this is sort of their last
big hurrah,
huge
especially
trip.
When they kind of introduced you to the whole
exactly. So that was like so special, and of course my my really good friend Tamara came too, and she was more going just for the sights and
get more nerdier, Tamara.
Yeah, she loves Lord of the Rings, but not to the level. Like, she wouldn't have planned a whole trip around it.
I think okay, sorry, I'll tell that. We'll go. So you went there, you saw so much.
Yeah, we had our personal kind of tour guide, and he drove us around. We didn't have to do any driving because it is on the other side of the road. I
can only imagine your road rage.
John, I can't see Papa being
doing well. Yeah.
Yeah, he would have just been too distracted by everything that he's seeing.
Oh, right? For sure. So I think that would be the best way to do it. Would be to have someone who
either be a tour bus or just it was expensive, but we.
Once in a lifetime, right?
Exactly. It was a trip of a lifetime, and we spared no expense.
Yeah, and that's
to quote, John.
I mean, you're gonna have to go back, or we're gonna go back once I win the lottery.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
I think, especially us, because we both love it so much, it would just be wild. But yeah, and the thing with New Zealand is like Lord of the Rings. It was just it's intertwined with New Zealand.
It is almost like New Zealand.
They would be like,
Mordor Mordor and Middle Earth are New Zealand.
Hobbiton, like they left that all up so people can go and see it. And I remember watching all the extra footage, and they were like, "We need 100 horsemen who people can ride horses," and people would just come and they'd put get them all ready to go, and a
lot of them were women.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Hiram, a lot are women with beards.
Yeah, because they just I guess there's not as many men, or they're busy. I don't know.
Yeah, no, there's just a lot of women over there that horseback ride. So they're like, "Hey, throw a beard on her."
Yeah. Absolutely. A lot of the main characters too were Hiram,
and their rugby stadiums. I know they took a lot of sounds and stuff from the rugby stadiums.
Yeah. Just if you have time, like if you're into Lord of the Rings, I mean, like I know we're on another level.
And just filmmaking, period.
Yeah. True. Watch all the extra bonus features because it's crazy what they did and how they recorded. Yeah. It's wild.
Like I know Canada is an absolutely stunning brand. I love that country. And I think it is important to try and see your own country too. But this was just if you have the finances or can make it work, it is the people are amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah,
definitely on my list. I definitely want to get there. Was there anything you missed that you wanted to see if you go back or when we go back?
We saw a lot. We did both islands. There's a North and a South Island. We did both.
Okay.
Saw a lot of the mountainous regions, and then the fjords. We did Milford Sound and all that, and then of course the North Island's just rolling stunning green hills like
pastures
the Hobbiton is
amazing.
But yeah, going back, I'd probably just maybe not focus it as much on Lord of the Rings and just on sites and the culture. I know the Maori culture is the indigenous people there. It's such a fascinating and amazing culture, and I would have liked to have seen more of that.
True, but you had to go there first for Lord of the Rings, and then we'll go back.
Priorities.
Priorities.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And I remember you came home, and I was so excited because you brought me rocks.
Yeah.
I'm so easy. So here's a little story for y'all. Me and Rita, again, growing up, super nerds. There was back, I don't know, I think it was Two Towers came out. there was like a very similar to the Game of Thrones one. It was an exhibition that would come around and went to all the big main cities, and it was in Toronto. There was like costumes, and they'd do set design, and it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
So Rita's parents took us, and Rita's dad, bless his heart, stole 2 rocks from the exhibit.
Yeah.
Like low key just snatched them up and gave them to us afterwards, and we were like, we have a piece of Lord of the Rings.
Start
like,
the car.
Yeah, like literally, and your sweet mom, literally to this day, I think she still apologizes. Like, like that was the point in my life where I become a DJ. Like, I don't steal anything, by the way.
We're still on the RCMP's.
Yeah, most wanted list. Yeah, just me and you. Rocks. Yeah, and then so when you went, you got me an amazing Green Dragon mug that I like to use, but I don't like to use it because I'm super clumsy, and if I break that, I would literally it'd break my heart. So I have that somewhere safe. But then you got me a bunch of rocks like from the River Anduin and that kind of stuff, and I don't think anyone would have been more like. I remember Brian was sitting like in the corner when you gave me the rock, and I was like crying. I'm like, oh my god, this is the rock for the like. I was just beyond. Like, because it was just such a big part of my life.
It meant a lot to you.
Yeah, and you could have saved yourself a couple bucks and just got me rocks, but thanks for the teacup at least.
We have to go back.
Yes.
We definitely do.
Yeah, me, you. Do we even have any other friends who are... Jollyville's in there, so I'm going to have to bring him, but yeah, that's it. Lord of the Rings for me is the be-all and end-all, and I'm sad to think that they're going to be doing a remake at some point. Maybe when we're like 60 or whatever.
We'll be at our ideal weights though.
We'll be looking great. We'll be looking good. Absolutely. But yeah, so listen, I had an idea for our tattoo though, because we've been talking about getting like a Lord of the Rings tattoo forever. What about doing like, the Deathly Hallows? Yeah. So one side we'll do like Gimli's axe. Yeah. Aragorn's sword. Oh my god. We'll do Legolas's bow. Yes. Gandalf's staff. And then the ring. Whoa. You know what I mean? So then it's Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. That's wild. I think we should do that. I think that's our plan. That's wild. Yeah, I just thought of that the other day. Pooping probably. That's when I do my best thinking. Yeah. I'd be down. Yeah. All right. I'll draw it up. I'll get Shelby to draw it up. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say maybe we won't. She's she's a lazy piece of shit. She's my graphic designer. Official artist. Yeah. I just tell her what I want. She makes it happen. So she's a sweet gem. Follow her on Instagram. She's going to be huge in the tattoo world for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Also follow me if you can, please, for Pet Sake Pet Services. Well, servicing all your... I was just about to get there. Hello. Yeah, so shameless self-promotion. Rita is a half of a business for Pet Sake, and you and your business partner, Tamara, you both were vet techs at some point and chose to maybe go a different way with your schooling and experience and helping people in a different way. And, you said you're doing dog walking. Do you have any cat walks? No catwalks yet. Would love to have that'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah. And then you're doing, you house sit and... Yeah, pet sit. Like, pet sit, we'll just move into your house when you go away. Yeah. And... There's no cameras, please. Yeah, I don't love the indoor cameras. I have no problem with people with outside cameras. Because, I mean, in this day and age. Yes. But I do feel a bit weird with the indoor cameras being watched. For sure. Of course. So, yes. I'll make sure to put a shout out in the post I put up, and if you need anything in the Georgina or surrounding areas, definitely check them out. They are amazing. They have great reviews. 5 stars. Just for Tamara, apparently. They have won a bunch of awards, so as I said, definitely use them if you need to. But I think that's kind of it for today. We're at an hour, and I mean, we've just been rambling on. But I mean, I've had fun. If you've stuck around for an hour, yes, good on you. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to say a word, and then you have to send me that word. I was just going to say that. Yeah. If you send us this hidden word... Gimli. Gimli is the hidden word. If you send us Gimli... You get 10% off it. I will give you a free nail trim for your dog. There you go. Yeah. Wow, that is some hot takes right there. Even if you don't have a dog, I'll trim your nails. There you go. Wow. Feet, not feet, only hands. I was like, you're only going for the feet? Ew. Gross. Feet only. Oh, gosh. So, yes, as I said, we're not going to keep you for much longer. I'm sure Rita will be back because, honestly, I think it's just, we just have fun conversations and just kind of go off on tangents. So, I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, let me know. You can find the podcast now on Apple Podcasts, which is amazing. I finally got that all sorted out. It goes right there when I publish. So, check it out there. If you have time, leave a 5-star review. If you have time to write something up, let me know if you're enjoying the podcast, if there's something you want me to work on. I think constructive criticism is obviously always welcome, as this is relatively new for me. If not, you can find us on Spotify. Follow me on Instagram at the lazy piece of SHT. That's my Instagram handle, by the way. If you have any questions and want to email them to me, lazypieceofsh.t@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know how Rita's done. If you
Send
have
us
any...
the word Gimli as well.
Yeah, if you want your free, if you want your free nail cut, definitely send Gimli, and I'll send it over to Rita, and we can
Dan will mow your lawn.
Oh God, yeah. If you want that, sure, but I don't think so. Yeah, and then as I said, next week I'm sure we'll do something fun. But for right now, I think we enjoyed this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And stay safe, stay weird, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.